Ever wonder why fractions seem to be everywhere and why they're so important? It's because fractions are a fundamental part of our daily life. They help us understand the world around us. From cooking recipes to the division of pizza slices, fractions are inescapable, but fear not, they are not as complicated as they seem. Imagine a whole pizza, perfect and round, just out of the oven. If you wanted to share it with a friend, you'd probably cut it in half, right? That's a fraction. One half of the pizza for you, one half for your friend. Simple, isn't it? Now let's delve deeper into fractions. A fraction consists of two numbers, the numerator and the denominator. The numerator tells us how many parts we have, and the denominator tells us how many equal parts the whole is divided into. So if we go back to our pizza example, if you have one slice out of 8, your fraction would be 1/8. Now, on to solving fraction problems. The first step is to make sure that the fractions you are working with have the same denominator. This is called finding the common denominator. If they don't, you can make them the same by multiplying the denominators together. For instance, if you have two fractions, 1/2 and 1/4, the common denominator would be 4. Next, adjust the numerators to match the new denominator. You do this by multiplying the numerator by the same number you used to get the common denominator. In our example, the numerator of the first fraction would become 2, 1 multiplied by 2, and the numerator of the second fraction would stay the same, 1 multiplied by 1. Now that you have the same denominators, you can add or subtract the numerators. If you're multiplying or dividing fractions, you don't need a common denominator. Just multiply or divide the numerators and do the same with the denominators. Finally, simplify the fraction if possible. This means reducing it to its simplest form. If the numerator and the denominator can both be divided by the same number, then the fraction can be simplified. To summarize, solving fraction problems involves these steps. 1. Find the common denominator if you're adding or subtracting fractions. 1. Adjust the numerators to match the new denominator. 1. Perform the operation. Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. 1. Simplify the fraction if possible. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't worry if it seems tricky at first. Keep trying and soon you'll be a fraction wizard.